Before you go to Odogu Kiwi's platform or Audioco Global's platform to describe how horrible your marriage was or how demonic and irresponsible the man turned out to be, please do us a favor. Start from the beginning. Tell us how you met him. Tell us how long you dated. Tell us all the red flags that you ignored. Tell us the things you saw, but you convinced yourself that it's not that bad, Start from the very beginning. And the reason why I said you should start from the very beginning is so that the single people in those platforms can be able to learn from your mistakes. I feel like before we start sharing these stories, accountability comes first, because the accountability on the woman's part is not loud enough. And if it's not loud enough, the younger ones will keep walking into the same marriage and keep making the same mistakes. So this is why I said, before you start sharing your story, can you start by saying things like, okay, this is what happened, but this is how I contributed to what happened. In the beginning, this is how the man was. These are all of the things I ignored, so that the younger people in those platforms will learn from your mistakes. I mean, we cannot keep complaining about these men, without being accountable for getting, ourselves entangled with these men. If I've spoken to 30 women, 20 out of those 30 will tell you that the man they married was laying hands on them before the marriage. And the remaining 10 will tell you something like, I didn't date him long enough, I didn't get to know him. So why I am saying this is not to shame you, it's not to blame you, but I feel like the accountability on the woman's part is not loud enough. And if accountability on the woman's part is not loud enough, we are going to keep hearing these stories. These stories are going to keep repeating. But if we want solution to things like this, the single people on those platforms need to hear you say, these are the signs. This is the mistake I made. This is when I should have pulled out of the relationship. This is when I shouldn't have gone ahead with the marriage. Because there are so many people in that situation right now. And this is Christmas. They are dancing into that same situation, because the accountability on the woman's part is not loud enough. This is not to excuse the men. We've heard too much. They have done too much. Now it's time to, put the spotlight on women. Teach us what led you in so it doesn't lead other women in. So before you tell us the story of how the demon treated you, can you at least also tell us, how you let this demon in, or how you invited this demon in, or, let it just be something that the single people in that platform would hear, and they would be like, oh, I better take heed before I make the same mistake. Yeah. Thank you.